welcome everybody to our Business Savvy Makeup Artist series. This is actually part 11 in our series. And so my name is Leigh Raeder, and I live in Wisconsin. I've been in the cosmetology industry for over 22 years. I am also a national educator, and I've just been really excited to bring this series. Me and Jacqueline actually get a lot of questions all the time from professionals all across the industry. And so we've been interviewing different professionals. And Jacqueline, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jacqueline Menconi, and I am based out of the New York metro area. I've been a professional makeup artist since 2009, and before that, believe it or not, I was a producer. And yeah. So I work primarily in commercials and television, and I do some bridal as well. And I'm so excited to have Kristina on tonight. Kristina, welcome. Let me read a little bit about Kristina's background because it's not what you might think. Okay, so first of all, she was born and raised just north of Boston, which is one of my favorite cities on the planet, by the way, I have to say. From a very young age, Kristina had an artistic eye for beauty and fashion. She has been gifted with the talent to not only make people look beautiful, but to help gain their confidence to feel beautiful from the inside out. Kristina attended the University of Hartford and received her associate's degree in liberal arts with a Bachelor of Science and certificate in radiology. Not makeup artistry, radiology. And soon after graduating, she graduated in 2009 and realized that her passion was in makeup artistry. And actually, she went to Mac to start her makeup career. So I am super pumped to have you here, Kristina.
Thank you.
Very, very, very excited. I had recently had the pleasure of meeting Kristina in person in August, and yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
You guys are so talented, and I can't wait for you guys to start asking questions.
Yes. I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Are you plugged in?
Maybe it's because I flipped my headphones around. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's probably why. Oh, yeah, the microphone's probably behind you. That's probably why. Sorry, yeah, the microphone was probably behind you.
Yeah, I was trying to look all cute
about that.
without, like, strings.
You sound cute. You still look cute.
Okay, good. I look cute. That was my
look adorable. So while Kristina primps a little bit, I'm going to share my screen so that everybody can find her on social media. Here we go. Okie dokie. Is everybody, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. So, you know, Leigh, would you like to ask the first question to Kristina, or would you like me to go?
Sure, I can ask it. So my question is, you know, how did you get started in the beauty industry? And I know that's a broad question, but I know you kind of always had a passion for it, but just tell us your story.
Yeah.
Why or how?
So I always loved makeup. So when I was 2 years old, my mom put me in dancing. So I love dancing, and I love the fact that I could wear makeup. So I like totally would go in her room and go in her makeup bag, and I would just start putting on makeup. So competitions and recitals. So I loved makeup since I was 2 years old. I was always the one in like middle school and high school, like doing my friends' makeup, and everyone always asked me to like do their prom makeup. So, and I was just very artistic in general. I loved drawing, and I loved painting, and I loved just being artistic in every aspect. So, you know, I always felt too that I was always very different than everybody. And I remember like sitting in school and just being like, oh man, like I just don't see myself going to college, and like I just don't see myself doing all these things. And I always knew I wanted to like do my own thing. But I was kind of lost. So anyway, so I graduated high school, and I really wanted to do something in the arts or like interior design or painting. And I still loved makeup, but I just, at that point in my life, that was like 12 years ago. So makeup artistry, I felt wasn't really a career path at that point, especially like in my mom and my dad's eyes. So my dad forced me, not forced me, but he was just like, you know, if I'm going to pay for this, you're going to go to school for radiology because that's in demand right now. And I was like, okay, I don't even know what that means. All I knew was, okay, fine, like I'll go to school. And I ended up going to University of Hartford, and I hated the first year and whatever. So, you know, I don't regret anything, but what I realized as I started, you know, doing every single semester was I really loved makeup. And I kept drawing and I kept painting, and I was just looking at MAC, and I would always go into MAC, and it just inspired me, all the colors, and it was just like my passion, like I wanted to work there. So when I graduated college, I said, I'm taking the summer off. And I actually worked at Aldo. I was a manager at Aldo, and that's kind of how I was starting to like plant my seed with MAC. I would go over to MAC, and I would just, you know, converse with all the people, and I was like, I really want to interview for you guys. And so finally I got an interview, and I began my career at MAC, and that's kind of where it started.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So from radiology to MAC.
Yeah, right.
and so you're no longer with MAC, correct?
No, yeah, I left 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So it will be probably 4 years in March.
Okay, wow. So congratulations on leaving to do your own thing.
Thank you.
And, you know, as you're welcome. And I guess then my question to you will be a continuation of that one. And so you were then working at MAC, and then what happened?
So during my third year, I felt like it started to just become a job, and I just started hating what I was doing. And I hated that because I loved makeup, and I loved making people look beautiful, but I really started to just hate my job. And I remember the first thing that they said when I started with MAC is, you know, when you start hating what you're doing, you should no longer continue where you're at. So it was a mixture of that, and it was just, you know, I didn't like listening to somebody, and like my manager would always tell me something, and I always had something to say back, and I'm just like, I should just do this on my own. And the fact that I was working all these hours and I was making money for somebody else, like I was making somebody else rich, and that really bothered me because I was working my ass off, and I felt like I wasn't really reaping the benefits of it. So after my third year, I decided to leave, and I started my own company called Flawless. And at the time, it was called Flawless Face and Body because I was actually spray tanning at the time as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I actually got certified in spray tanning by Celsius, the owner, who they spray on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, I'm so familiar. We actually use that company in my salon. They're wonderful, wonderful company.
Oh, please. Yeah, and they're super, super nice. And it actually got me a job on set of an HBO movie in New York called The Normal Heart. Did you guys see that?
I don't think so, but that's awesome.
I'm going to.
It was with Mark.
Now I will.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo was in it, Julia Roberts. There were some big names.
That's all you have to say is Mark Ruffalo because I
know. He was, oh my God, he was awesome. And he kept calling me Christine. I was just like, he doesn't even know my real name, but that's close enough. So it's actually funny. It's too funny because like I always was like, oh my God, I want to be in Hollywood and I want to do makeup for the stars. And it was such a great opportunity. I wasn't doing makeup there, but I was just spray tanning for the actors and actresses. But it made me realize that that's not the path I wanted to take either. I didn't want to be in Hollywood. I didn't want to be in that scene. I didn't want to be on set.
Right, right.
So yeah, so I started Flawless Face and Body, and I was traveling to people's homes. They were coming to my homes, and I was doing a lot of weddings. So I kind of realized too that I didn't have a professional setting. So after like a year and a half, I then moved on and got a small studio, and I rebranded my company, and I rebranded it to Flawless Makeup Company. That was my second name.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. And then from there, I was there 8 months and kind of grew out of it really, really quickly. And an opportunity came for a storefront, and I just jumped on it immediately. And then I rebranded again, and now I'm Flawless Makeup and Beauty Lounge. And that's going to stay. Third time's a charm, right?
And it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. That's the studio right now.
Thank you. So I don't know if you wanted me to continue on, or you wanted me to, do you want to ask another question?
I have a question. You know, that's great that you're entrepreneurial and that you really realized early on, like, I want to do my own thing. I kind of have my own ideas. I want to grow. So how did you go about doing that? How did you build your clientele? You know, what are some of the things you did? Because sometimes we have newer, you know, professionals, and that's I get a lot of questions about that. Like, how do I grow fast, or how do I promote myself? So what are some of the things that you did?
So working at MAC, I definitely had a following, and I worked on the North Shore at the Square One Mall, and in Saugus. I don't know if anyone listening is familiar with that, but that's where I worked, and I had a following. And when I left, a lot of the clients followed me. And when I knew I was leaving, I don't know, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but I am. I was handing out my business cards to all of my clients because I knew I was leaving. So I was just kind of like, you know, preparing myself for when I left, because it was a huge risk. And like you said, like, people don't really know like the first steps and how to build, and I didn't really know either. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to take these clients, I'm going to book some weddings, and then from there, it was just kind of like a word of mouth thing. And then I also got to do Raw. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Raw Artist. It's like this underground artists like production, which is really, really cool. And I felt like that gave me the credentials to kind of move forward a little bit, because I actually won Raw Artist of the Year, which was really, really cool.
Wow.
Really, really
That's
cool.
amazing.
I know. So Raw helped me kind of, I felt like, get my name out there a little bit. So every month, Raw, they put on a show where they get a venue, and there's makeup artists, there's hairstylists, there's there's fashion designers, photographers, singers, everything, all aspects of art. So everybody puts on like their little show, and I did obviously the makeup part, and then at the end of the year they do this finals where they want to narrow it down. They want to find the best in each category. So I actually won Makeup Artist of the Year, which was amazing, and I was super, super excited. So from there, that kind of put my name out there. I also put myself on theknot.com. You have to pay, you know, every month, but it's definitely worth it, because if you want to be in the wedding industry and be like a bridal makeup artist and you really don't know how to get your name out there, the Knot is definitely a great tool for that. And then I actually got the Knot, Best of the Knot. So then, you know, I got to kind of like brag about that, and I feel like that it's just word of mouth. And then also I feel like just doing your very best and giving like the best customer service to your brides and your clients, because that goes such a long way. And it's all word of mouth, it's all referrals. Like, most of my clients are referrals. So, and in the first year as well, I did a lot of free work, and I had to build my portfolio. So my advice is definitely get a portfolio going, and I did a lot of free work. I mean, if you're just starting out, I mean, you're not going to make money right away, I mean, I wish I could say yes, but you know, it's just, you're not going. You have to put the work in, and you have to build up to what you are.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. You know, you have to be, if you're going to switch careers or start a career in something that's freelance, in business for yourself, that's customer service related, you you have to put the work in. Like you said, you have to put the work in, or, you know, I hate this term, I hate this phrase, but paying your dues. But it is, you know, the truth. It is a truth out there in the industry for the majority of people. And I think that that's such great advice, is to, you know, maybe be selective in your free work, but do the free work. If you think that work, that particular photo shoot or whatever is going to get you really great portfolio pictures, do it.
Yes, my advice.
Do it.
Yeah, and my advice, it's not just, you don't want to go out and find just like anybody that wants to do free work with you. You almost want to like team up with some, you know, aspiring photographers and models, and be very selective and work with them, because, you know, their work is going to reflect on your portfolio and vice versa.
Exactly.
And really just networking with other, you know, like you said, photographers, fashion designers, models, you know, networking with as many industry professionals as you can, just to really, you know, get to know a lot of them work. And you're great with social media as well. I mean, you utilize that too. So do you use all platforms or Facebook or?
Yes, I feel like sometimes using your own face is the best marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have a favorite social media platform, Kristina, or do you use all of them, a few of them? What works for you? I know certain platforms work for certain people. So what's your favorite?
I love Instagram. That's definitely my favorite, because it's all picture related. I never really got into Twitter. I still don't get it. So I love Instagram. I love Facebook. Those are my two go-tos.
Okay. Yeah. Those are my favorite too. Those are my two favorites also.
Yeah. What about you, Leigh? What are your faves?
Yeah, I think for what we're doing with our industry, I think those are the most effective. I love Facebook Live now. I think that, you know, that really pushes you up in so people see it. I never really got into Twitter. I do a little bit on LinkedIn, but that's more just to network with other professionals. But yeah, I mean, definitely we're in the day and age where you have to utilize social media and constantly be, you know, posting things and yeah, but I mean, you do beautiful videos. I've seen your videos. You do great, you know, makeup work on you and other clients. And pictures sell. I mean, when people see the kind of work you do, of course, you know, they're going to want to come and see you. So that is very important.
I actually have something to add to that last question about portfolio and to go on with what you were talking about. So when you're posting, like you said, like I post my work and I post my clients. So what people don't see is that I don't post every client. So I post, you know, the work, like we all have bad days, you know what I mean? But I post what I think is going to look and reflect through myself and my work and on social media. So I don't post everything. I just post what I think is going to look amazing and kind of, you know, bring the audience in. So that's just a little bit of advice to people. Don't post everything. Not everything is going to look good.
Exactly. You have to be selective. And, you know, you have to be very selective in what you post. And, you know, something that looks good in person, maybe the camera, or if you're taking it from, you know, a phone, maybe the phone doesn't take great pictures. Maybe the person might not necessarily be super photogenic. Or, do you know what I mean? Or maybe she just wasn't, paying attention to, you know, making the right face for you or for the picture, or maybe the lighting was off, or maybe something else was happening. There's so many variables. And so to be selective in your portfolio pictures, I think that's a very important thing to note. Thank you. And I just want to say before we go on to the next question, to anybody who's tuning in live tonight, please, if you have any questions for any of us, for me, for Leigh, for Kristina, please go ahead and type in the question section. I also really want to know, where is everybody tuning in from tonight who's tuning in live? Okay, so let us know, where are you? And if you have any questions at all, okay, just throughout the whole entire webinar, please let us know. So I guess then, Kristina, my next question is, as now a business owner, do you have employees? Do you have people that freelance for you? Is it just you? You know, give us an idea of how you're expanding your business.
Yeah, so I have stations for rent, and I do have one girl, Kristen, who I love, and she's such an amazing artist. She rents a station from me, and I don't hire anybody. I'm not employing anybody at the moment, but I do have an esthetician room that I am looking to hire. So if anybody out there is listening and is an esthetician or a lash artist, feel free to just reach out to me because I am looking for you. So I feel like, too, it's very hard as a makeup artist to kind of to hire other makeup artists because I feel like I'm very picky. And my name, Flawless, I really, really want to bring on people that are amazing. And I feel like the people that are amazing are already doing what I'm doing. Does that make sense? And I don't want that to come off like really bad.
No, that makes sense. You have a high standard that you hold everybody that you work with to that same standard. Mm-hmm. So then let's say if it's only you and maybe, you know, a handful of other people who help you out or maybe assist you when you need the help.
Yeah, so I have assistants, assistants that come on weddings with me, and I'll contract out a few artists. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Go on, I'm sorry I cut you off.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's perfect. This goes into my next question for you. It's like the part 2 of that question. So with knowing that, you know, there are other really fabulous makeup artists out there in the world, like obviously you are a fabulous, uber talented makeup artist. But you're not the only one, I'm sure, in the entire Boston area, right? Just like I'm not the only makeup artist in New York.
Right. There's so many makeup artists.
Right, we're everywhere. How do you set yourself apart, not only with your talent, but maybe, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm just giving you examples of what I want you to share with people. Is it through customer service? Is it through offering exclusive products? Is it through, I don't know, how do you separate yourself from the rest of the makeup artists in your area?
Yeah, so I would say a few different things. Putting myself out there, I feel like through, you know, social media and everything is awesome, but I feel like I am so detailed, and I'm not saying that there are other makeup artists that aren't detailed, but I feel like I am super, super detailed in my work, and I feel like a lot of my brides and my clients really, really appreciate that, and they can see that, and I feel like that's a little bit of what separates me. Also, I work with amazing makeup line. I'm sorry, I was like trying to catch my my thoughts. So I also I carry an exclusive makeup line at Flawless called Motives Cosmetics, and it's a super, super exclusive line, and it's super, super pigmented, and I am totally obsessed with it. The skincare as well. There's 5 different skincare lines, and I always preach to my brides and my clients how, you know, makeup will only look as good as the skin it's applied on. And I feel like 9 times out of 10, my brides listen to me and they get the skincare that I want them to get. And it goes such a long way because they're just ecstatic about it. Like, their skin looks amazing and they feel amazing, because when you look awesome, you feel awesome. And I feel like that goes a long, long way. And they just continue to buy it as well. So.
That's awesome. Well, tell us more about that. I mean, Leigh, I'm sorry. Leigh, go ahead. You haven't asked a question in a minute. Sorry. Sorry, Leigh.
Yeah, so that was gonna be my question. So coming from more of the salon background, I know that there really aren't a lot of really high quality brands that you're allowed to retail in, you know, a salon type setting.
Yes.
I know, you know, with certain brands, you know, they do give you a pro card, but they want to give you the discount so you fill your kit with the cosmetics, but they really don't want you to resell them. So tell me how, you know, or what are, you know, how does that work for you, I guess, when you're talking about your exclusive line?
Yeah, so with Motives Cosmetics, so that's part of the reason why I brought the line in, is what you were kind of starting to say, is, you know, I used to send all my clients out to other brands. So I would do their face, so the first year into my business, and then they were like, oh, you know, I really want to, you know, purchase what you put on me. So I would go and send them out to, you know, MAC and Sephora. And then I'm like sitting there and I'm like, what am I doing? You know, I'm losing all that money and I'm sending them to go make Sephora rich and MAC rich. And so I realized that really, really quickly. So, so I partnered with the line, not only as, you know, as the makeup itself, but there's a whole business behind it that's amazing, and we can talk about that later. But so I'm able to, at my place, sell makeup not only at retail, but I also get a commission for it as well. So it's such an amazing opportunity. And you know, if you're a makeup artist out there and you are not working with a line like Motives, then you are crazy, because you are throwing your money away to other people.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and like honestly, there isn't there really aren't any companies like Motives. So I know the industry's a lot, they're used to the way that it's set up, because that's just the way it's been for a long time. Right. But there are other options, like you said. So how has that changed your bottom line, or, you know, how has that made a difference with your studio?
Oh my God, like crazy. Like, I looked at my numbers last month and I wouldn't be able to pull in the numbers I have unless I had a line like this. And it's not just because I'm selling retail, but the quality of the products are truly, truly amazing. I use them on myself, and that's how I know. I mean, I'm not going to use something on myself unless I know it's awesome. And same goes to selling it to my clients. And also, like, I wanted to go back on the question you had about what sets me apart, because I forgot to add something in. I also do a custom blend here, which is unbelievable. That's what I wear on my skin. So for those who don't know what custom blend is, it's a custom blend foundation that's personalized to your needs. So I remember just working at MAC and never ever, I used to always just mix, you know, and I could never get the right formula. But not only can you get the right, you know, color, but the line is pure mineral liquid. And it was actually created for burn victims, which is totally amazing. So it shows how healing it is. So you're putting something on your skin that matches, but it's also healing to your skin at the same time. So I truly, truly love that. And I also read something that anything that you put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream within 26 seconds. So knowing that I wear foundation, isn't that crazy? I mean, think about everything that you put on your skin. And foundation, as makeup artists, we wear that every single day. So knowing that I'm putting something on my face that is absorbing into my bloodstream, and there's no binders, there's no fillers in it, that is just awesome. And my clients absolutely love it who have tried it. And so that also, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's also, go ahead.
I was going to say, as a makeup artist using custom blend, I mean, that's just more money in your pocket. You know, so instead of sending them out somewhere else to go get a foundation, you can customize that for them. And that is like great customer service, and you have that customer for life.
Yeah, so what people who are tuning in live may not know, Leigh and we also happen to be partnered with the same company, Motives Cosmetics, so we're very versed in this custom blending aspect of the business as well. So Kristina, if you wouldn't mind just going into a little bit more of the custom blend aspect, you know, what are the options that a customer, a client could get, you know, as far as the formula, liquid, powder, whatever. And then as far as the money goes, the bottom line goes, what you sell it for and maybe how much it costs to make, kind of, so that we have an idea of the retail profit.
Sure. So you can do, we have liquid and we also have powder. And the cool thing, you know, with the liquid that I love is that you can make it into like a BB cream. You can make it into a tinted moisturizer. You can make it full coverage. You can cover tattoos with it. You can make it oil control. There's so many different little, you know, modifiers. You can make it super hydrated, oil control. I said that already. We call it a little liquid Botox we could throw in there. You can add primer in there. If you guys see behind Leigh, she actually has that. Yes, Leigh has the tower behind her and all those different colors. And they're so pigmented. You can even like paint your face with those colors for Halloween. It's just, it's so cool. You can make concealers with it, lip stains. I mean, the list goes on.
Anything.
Love
you
that.
Could make anything. It's absolutely so much fun to mix, and the clients love it. My clients just, that's one of the struggles I feel most people I meet with, because I'm more of the everyday woman. Like I do a lot of lessons, and the number one thing is people have a hard time finding a foundation that either matches their skin or is the right coverage, or maybe it makes them break out, or they're sensitive, or they're allergic. Right. That is the number one, you know, concern, is I can't find a foundation I like. So to be able to provide them with something that, you know, is perfect for them, we can formulate it, we can adjust it, we can, you know, if we need to darken it because they go on a cruise a week later, we can do that for them. And, you know, it's fun. I love it.
Yes,
I
it
absolutely
is
love
fun.
it.
And like you said, it's so customizable that, you know, if you get a foundation in the beginning of summer and then, you know, you do go on vacation and you get super, super dark and like, oh crap, I just got this foundation. You know, it's so easier to, you know, give us a call and say, hey, you know, can you fix my foundation? It's just 2 little pumps of a little maybe yellow brown and you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. And if you could also, it's so fun. And if you could touch on the retail price. And then what it costs, the prices, that'd be great.
Yeah. So what it costs to actually make, I think it's a little bit like it's below $15, right? Right. So the actual cost of the product is about $15. And you can really sell it for whatever you want. I mean, you can sell it for, I think it starts at like $50. You know, some people go up to like $100. I start off at $65 at Flawless, depending on, you know, what they put in it, and it goes up to $75. So as, you know, as a makeup artist doing that, you can just see the retail profit, and that is just, it's crazy. You can just create a whole, and those are repeat, yes, those are replenished, you know, products, you know, every few months. And yes, and if you're a makeup artist, even a hairdresser, I mean, hairdressers do amazing with this because they already know color theory. So if you're a hairdresser, you can just pick up on this super, super fast because you already know the color wheel, you know toners. I think it's so easy for a hairdresser to kind of pick up on this. But if you are in the beauty industry, you have to have custom blends. Even if you're in a hair salon, it's so crazy. It's like you're sitting there processing, hey, why don't I mix you a custom blend, you know? Make some extra money.
Yeah. And it makes them so loyal to you, too, because they can't just go anywhere and get it. I mean, you're the one that has the formula, so they have to, I mean, I ship them all over now because I've had clients move, and they're like, oh, my blend. I'm like, that's okay. I'll just pop it in the mail. You'll get it in 2 days. But the other thing is the whole entire, you know, Motives line is exclusive, so they can't go anywhere, you know, to buy Motives. It's one of the top trending, you know, brands on social media right now, so everybody is seeing it, but they can't find it in the stores. They have to actually get it through, you know, someone that is authorized to promote Motives. So that in itself, I think, is great for any kind of salon or makeup artist, because again, that customer has to come to them to, you know, get that product.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But after saying that, I do want to maybe touch on, it's not something that you have to actually keep a lot of things in stock, right? Do you just, how does that work as far as the amount of product that you have? Yeah. Inventory.
So right now I have inventory, but you know, when I first started out, I honestly didn't have inventory. I started out with just a few lip gloss on hand, so when I was doing proms or a bride, you know, it was just very easy to sell. But, you know, at the time when I first started, I mostly just ordered. I ordered, and, you know, the cool thing is when I was in my studio in Lexington, when it was Flawless Makeup Company, I did have a little bit of inventory, but usually I just had these little client cards, and it had like, you know, a space to fill out their name and their address and their phone number and email, and then I would just have them fill that out when they wanted to purchase products because I didn't have inventory. So it was still very easy to sell them. I just shipped it right to their homes. Now that I have a storefront, I do have a little bit more inventory, and you know, it's very nice because people know that I'm here, and they'll just run in and be like, oh, I'm running out of this, and they'll just come and pick it up. And sometimes I might be out of it, and same, I'll just ship it to them, and I have it to them in a few days, and it's totally fine. Customers love it. Or they can go on, you know, my website, and they can just order it for themselves.
Yeah, that's nice that you have your own website, because, you know, that's basically provided to you by the company as well.
Right. Yeah. So it's not my website that I provide for myself. So when you do join in with Motives, they also give you a beautiful website that you have tools and you have access to so many different features. That's so amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Let me check in with our live attendees.
Yeah, do you have questions?
Let's see who's from where. We have Rachel Lorraine from Ohio. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
We have, I hope I'm saying your name right, Maisi from Wisconsin. We have Kristina. Kristina with a C from Riverside, Rhode Island.
Hi, Kristina.
We have Kristen from Massachusetts, from Woburn, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's my girl.
All right, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen.
We have Deborah from Andover. Let's see, Maria's tuning in from Illinois. Oh my gosh, we got a bunch of people. Jessica from Boston. I'm not going to go through everybody. Yvonne is here, and she's from Maryland. We've got Nancy, and let's see. Okay, so Nancy has a question. So Nancy does makeup for weddings, not only for brides, but their whole bridal party. How time-consuming is it to do this custom blending? I ask because weddings are always on a schedule. Do you use pre-made foundations for this type of event? And you know, I think any of us can answer this question. I know for me, when I do brides, Nancy, I don't custom blend them on the day of their wedding. I custom blend them the day that they do their bridal preview, or if you call it a trial, whatever it is. And that way, I mean, when I'm booked for a wedding, it's usually at least a year, maybe 2 years out. So if I'm doing that, I'm custom blending them then, and then that's going to take, you know, probably 15 minutes to a half hour, depending on the person. And they're going to be, I instruct them to use that makeup as much as possible because of the healing properties that Kristina mentioned earlier. So they're going to go through those bottles, and as they go through those bottles and reorder and reorder and reorder in preparation for their wedding, their skin is also going to get better and better and better with each bottle that they use. So I know that's what I do. Kristina, do you have anything to add to that? Do you do something differently?
No, I mean, that's pretty much what I do as well. I mean, you can also kind of get fun with it and say, hey, you know, why don't you bring your whole bridal party in here? We'll do like a custom blend bridal, you know, party, you know, and you can offer them a discount, and that way you get everybody to come in, and then you have all those customers for life. And like, I mean, say you got 10 people coming in, I mean, you could make about $800 like right there in one night. Crazy. Yeah. And on top of that, you can sell skincare. So when I'm selling custom blend, I am selling skincare at the same time, because like I said, makeup will only look as good as the skin is applied on. And even though, you know, the custom blend is so healing to the skin, you know, you've got to get your brides on a good skin regimen. So when I'm sitting my trials down, the first thing out of my mouth is, what are you doing for your skin? Because, you know, you can look at somebody and say, you know, their skin isn't that good. You know they're not taking care of it. And the moment that foundation goes on that skin, you know if it's textured, it's like, I mean, I always put my clients on what I call the magic pads. They're called, yes, they're peel pads, but I call them the magic pads, and they are unbelievable to their skin. They're the timeless peel pads. I could probably grab them right now and show them to you.
It's the 2-step alpha hydroxy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Amazing. Amazing. So those are like the 9 out of 10 of my brides that get that, and their skin looks unbelievable. I actually have them right here.
Oh, I love them. And you know what? You're reminding me to order more.
It's kind of bright.
I need to order mine.
Here we go.
Oh, I love it. I love it. What more?
Amazing.
To add to that question, we do have prepackaged foundations as well. So we're all working makeup artists. So in my kit, I do have some prepackaged foundations as well. So for some of the bridesmaids, if they don't come in for a custom blend ahead of time, or, you know, someone's thrown in the mix, like maybe a mother of the bride you didn't know about, because I just had that happen. I was scheduled for just the bride, and I ended up doing 4 bridesmaids as well. So, you know, we do have other prepackaged things available too, but my go-to is usually custom blend if I can, just because I like to control what I put in it. But that we also have nice products like that as well.
Yeah, and for there was a second part to that question that I believe Rachel wanted to clarify for us, and she said, so to clarify, are you custom blending the bridesmaids the day of? Rachel, usually not like it actually custom blending like with the tower with that is behind Leigh. So we're not bringing a custom blend kit to a bridal party or anything like that. We are probably customizing a little bit the prepackaged foundations that we're using, maybe mixing a couple, because that's really easy, like on a palette, and just for that little amount to go on that one person's face for that day only. But we're not creating custom blend bottles for people the day of a wedding. Because that's just impossible.
No,
that's impossible. There's no time for that.
Wedding days are just like so hectic to begin with, and you're on a time crunch that it's just crazy. But it is a great add-on for your trial.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I
It
do
looks like we have
actually
paper.
airbrush with it as well.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if
tell us
it's
about
mentioned.
Oh, yes.
yeah, tell us about that.
So I actually do mix the powder minerals that we have with a solution, which makes them into a liquid form, and I airbrush with that. So, that's an option just for the brides who want airbrush. You can get a great look with our regular makeup as well, but, some people are like, I want airbrush. And so that is an option for some of the working makeup artists out there, and it leaves the face so flawless. It's a great finish. I love it. So that's an option. So somebody is asking about, that's okay, Jacqueline, I can see it on the question. So someone's asking about the custom blend being water-based, and do you have any suggestions on, how to set the makeup properly so that it holds up well for, weddings and long wear and things like that?
Were you asking me? I'm so sorry.
Yes, I am asking.
Sorry, guys, I have to talk.
That's okay. So I always set every single client with a product called 10 Years Younger, and that is also by Motos Cosmetics. I'm totally obsessed with it. It literally leaves, it seals in your makeup, and it just leaves this beautiful, beautiful finish on your face. So every single client gets a nice little mist of that. So that's what I set with.
Yes. And I actually just recently saw that somebody used our product with, I believe, the 10 Years Younger setting spray, and they used that spray quite a few times where it virtually makes it pretty water resistant at that point if you use it enough times. And they did some type of a underwater photo shoot or something. So I want to find that post and put that out on social media, because it really depends on the product you use with it and how you set it and how, what you're using prior to it, that it can, be very durable. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So that was a question. There's another question, I believe. I don't know if you can see it, Jacqueline, but it's asking about traditional makeup versus airbrush makeup. They're asking, what are your thoughts on that, Kristina?
So I don't have anything against airbrush. I don't do airbrush. I just do regular foundation. I just, I do have the machine, but I just never got into it really that much. And I felt like it didn't look good on everybody's skin type. So I honestly just like a brush, and I like to be able to sometimes use my fingers and be able to manipulate like that. But that's just my personal preference. Every makeup artist is different.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on the airbrush thing. Sorry for coughing so much before. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't know what happened in this region, but whatever. But yeah, so as far as airbrush versus traditional, I also have an airbrush compressor. I have a gun, and I've had it in the same place in my closet for the past 5 years. Because I haven't touched it since then. And you know what? It's funny because as a makeup artist and as somebody who works, not all the time, but sometimes I do work with the occasional celebrity on a television show or a commercial or some sort of web series or whatever. And people seem to think that we use airbrush on celebrities. And I have to say that 90% of the makeup artists that I know, and this includes the celebrity makeup artists, and I don't mean just the makeup artists who are well known in like social media world, but the makeup artists that you've never heard of as like a normal person, as like a civilian, but they're winning Emmys and and like awards for their makeup artistry for like Game of Thrones or whatever, like that kind of thing. They're not using airbrush makeup 98% of the time. They're using hand applied makeup to their clients. And I think with bridal specifically, it's a real client-driven request that because they think that celebrities get airbrushed, and it's just not the case. And it's for a few reasons. And you know, and to Kristina's point, it's like to each their own. If there's a makeup artist that really loves to do airbrush, I mean, that's amazing. If you want to do airbrush, like Leigh, I give you so much credit, and I actually want to really try the custom blend powder because I haven't done that yet, but I will end up trying that. But you know, there are pros and cons to everything, and just when people don't realize that you can't touch up airbrush makeup with regular makeup, it's literally impossible. You have to touch up airbrush makeup with airbrush makeup. It's, you know, for bridal, it can get, you know, depending on the person, it can get a little hairy. If they don't think they're going to be kissed by Aunt Sally with the pink lipstick on the cheek, and they're going to have to go like this to, you know, Aunt Sally's lipstick to get a touch-up. You know what I mean? I mean, we all have that Aunt Sally that has the crazy lipstick. You know we all do. So,
that's so funny.
Comes over to you and kisses you on the cheek, and then you have to wipe off Aunt Sally's lipstick mark. If you have airbrush makeup, and you didn't hire your makeup artist to be on standby the rest of the evening just in case, it's going to be very obvious when you touch up. If like you don't have custom blend makeup, like if you don't have a custom blend powder that in your touch-up kit that you can just custom blend powder all over the place. If you have regular makeup like from Sephora or even MAC or even Chanel or Dior, you really can't touch it up just because of the way that you apply it. It's a different application style. It's air being blown on your face instead of, you know, makeup being sponged on or, you know, massaged on or brushed on. So it's just a different application style. So that's why I don't.
It's basically a trend. It's basically a trend. A lot of the brides I talk to, they have the misinformation that it lasts better, it wears better.
Right.
That's not necessarily true. I personally don't like any of the premixed, any other premixed airbrush formulas out there. That's why I make my own, because I don't like the finish on them. I'm a control freak maybe. So it is an option, you know, but yeah, I don't airbrush every bride. If they request it and they want it, I do it. If not, you know, I don't. So yeah, so definitely if you're already doing it and you like doing it, you can custom blend for sure. So it's fun.
Yeah, and
it's
I think
fun.
Yeah, and I actually think that's an excellent way to almost remedy the effect of not being able to touch up later on. Because as a makeup artist, if you are going to offer a service that is known, and if you're a professional makeup artist and that does airbrush, you know that airbrush makeup can't get touched up with regular makeup. You know it, because if you don't, I don't know how. So the fact that Leigh does airbrush makeup, right? But she does it with custom blends. And then I'm assuming, right, that because Leigh is so customer service centric, she's so amazing with her clients, that I'm sure that they have a touch-up kit that they, you know, sometimes have with them if they're getting airbrush. So then let's say Aunt Sally does come into play, right? You know, rest assured, you can have your little brush, you can have your little powder brush, you can have your little custom blend powder touch-up kit, and instead of just doing that one little area of the kiss, you kind of, you know, do your own little dusting of custom blend over the airbrush, and you're good to go, because you don't have to worry about it not matching the airbrush foundation that you definitely don't have if it's one of the pre-made ones, right? You definitely don't have that color if you're a bride. So the custom blend comes into play again. I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah, Leigh, I'm going to be picking your brain later, Leigh, because I really want to learn how to how to do that.
I agree. I think we'll have to do another
I think
one of
that's
these.
brilliant. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, let's do a how-to, Leigh.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be arranged for sure. I love it. I love teaching, and it's just good, I think, as a makeup artist too, just to learn as much as you can. I mean, I'm constantly learning too from all of you guys and everybody else that I network with. I mean, because the industry is constantly changing. People do things different ways. I was just having that conversation today, and I mean, it's fun. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it new, and it keeps it just, we have a blast. So
I would love to pick both of your brains about, like how you guys do things, because I love watching other makeup artists. I love it. I love picking up on new trends, and like you said, it's always changing. And I feel like it's there's things that aren't right and aren't wrong. If they work for you, that's awesome. But I'm always like, I get kind of bored with my techniques, and I'm just like, what is this artist doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's great that we have this network like we do. I mean, we work so well together, and we all just support each other in every way that we can. And, it's like a sisterhood. So I appreciate that from all of you girls, and even some of the people watching. Some of you I know, some of you I don't, but, that's what it's all about, working together and helping each other. So. Yeah. Did you have any other questions, Jacqueline? Or I think we're getting towards the end here.
You know what? I think that's
We're gonna have to do another one of these.
I know. I know we will. I think that's it for me, Leigh. I mean, Kristina, is there anything else that you want to say to the group?
Yes, actually. I would definitely say, from where I came from, I had a passion, and that was makeup. And I felt like if I didn't push, I wouldn't be where I was and where I am right now, and I would be working in a hospital right now. So if you're out there watching and, you're at a desk job, but your passion is makeup, or even anything for that matter, if you have a true passion, go out there and do it, because you can do it. So that's my advice to you guys. Yeah, make it happen. Or if you're a makeup artist and you're working for a brand right now, quit that job. Work for yourself. You can, yes, cheers to that. You can do it yourself, and we have a whole team of people here that can support you doing it. And you can join on with our team and be part of Motives and do amazing things, and you can work for yourself. How amazing is that? Stop working for somebody else and work for yourself, because you can do it, and you can make way more money than where you are now.
Yeah, because you're doing it anyway. You're doing it anyway.
Yes.
You're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll be so much happier.
So
exactly.
With that being said, if somebody has invited you to watch this webinar, because we will have the recording up, please ask them to show you what it is we're talking about, because we're not really getting into the whole business side of things. And it's definitely something that you want to evaluate and look into and see how we are different than anything else out there. So please get back to the person that invited you, or reach out to one of us. Make sure you follow us on social media, because you can kind of see what we're doing and what we have going on. And just continue to reach out to us if you have any questions, and continue to tune in to our next future guests that we have. So.
And before we leave,
so much.
But just real quick, I have to ask the two of you. Kristina, I'll ask you first. What lipstick are you wearing? Because I love it.
I have on She's a Doll. It's one of our Maven mattes from Motives. I love it. And then I have Dusty Rose lip crayon, and then I took Daddy's Girl, and I just kind of darkened the edges a little bit. And then I popped on some, and then I put Wild Honey over that. So that's our illuminating lip shine. So yeah, that gave it a little bit of sheen, and made it a little bit more corally or orangey to match my eyeshadow.
Beautiful.
Love it. Leigh, what lip
Thank
are you
you.
wearing? Because I'm like obsessing over
Yeah, it's beautiful. I am wearing All Day Liquid Matte in the color Blackberry. This is the first time I ever wore it. It's really dark. I don't normally wear a dark color, but as soon as we got on, Jacqueline was like, what color is this? This is one of our new colors for the fall, winter 2016 collection. So it's got kind of it looks like blackberry, the color blackberry.
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful.
It's fun, and I didn't use anything else. I just put that on.
Sexy as hell,
so, yeah.
Sexy as hell.
What are you wearing?
Love it.
Jacqueline, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing Sultry. It is one of the all-day liquid sticks. It's not matte, but it's
I love that
it's
color.
one of the ones from one of the last collections last year, which is this is my favorite. This is honestly my favorite color. This is what I sell this so much. It's just easy to wear. You know,
I gotta start using that again.
Love
it looks
Sultry.
good on everybody too.
On everyone,
one
right?
of those colors. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually one of my most popular. In fact, I'm pretty much out of the one I have, so I have to get more. But it's more than, you know, kind of a nude. It's got a little bit more color to it, but it's not scary for people who don't wear a lot of, you know, lip products. So, and it feels good.
Exactly. Yes, it really does. And I like to say that it looks like a lip, but it's just a little bit more polished because it looks like a lip color, like a natural lip color. Yeah. So, all right, ladies, thank you. I just wanted to go ahead and say that. I wanted to ask you what you're wearing.
I love it.
Because it looks so pretty. Thank you so much again, Kristina, for being with us tonight. Really, really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Leigh, you're amazing. Thank you so much for always being with us, obviously, because you're my right-hand woman.
Yeah, we have fun together, and we're going to keep doing this. So, yeah, let's keep going.
We're going to keep on doing it.
I love it. Thank you so much
guys,
for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
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 Bye.